Good morning, everybody. I'm Linda with Pinky Mo's Cakes, Cookies, and Candy. And I know Mary was on earlier this morning making a poppy seed cake, and it sure looked good. So thank y'all for watching that. And I am going to be making something a little bit different today. I guess I'll give it just a second here. I need to make sure y'all can hear me too. Is the sound good, everyone? Can y'all let me know, please? Hi, good morning. Can y'all hear me? Good morning, Brenda. Good, thank you, Michelle. Okay, so Carla's on the other end. Hi, Carla, thank you for watching or for helping us out here, like always. So today I'm making a roasted pear salad. I don't know if your family is like our family or not, but every Christmas and Thanksgiving or holidays, you tend to make the same things, and usually you do that because that's what your family wants or likes. But I was just kind of looking for different recipes, and I found this one and I thought it sounded good. I love pears, and so today it's going to be a very simple recipe, but it may be something that you might like and you might want to add it to your Thanksgiving menu. And just an FYI, so thank you for the star, Sandy. The other day on the sweet potato pie, I did go in this morning and change the bake time. I apologize that I didn't do it before today, but I did change it. And that, I want to tell y'all something, that was probably one of the best pies I have ever made, and I had to get it out of the house because I knew that I would be eating more than I should. So I took it over to Jefferson yesterday, gave it to some friends. But today we're going to be making the roasted pear salad. And I did, if our members looked at this before this morning, you may have noticed that I had 2 pears. I changed it to 4 because I felt like it needed more pears in it. So I've already got 3 of them done, but I saved 1 to do on air. These pears, they're Bartlett pears, but they're yellow pears, and they're very, very ripe. It was all Walmart had in this like I wanted. They had green ones, but I didn't want the hard green ones. So I got all 4 of these, and I've had them. I'm going to get some gloves on here. And I'm going to show you how to do it. And probably most of y'all already know, but just scoop the middle out. So first of all, I'm just going to cut it. I've got a little teaspoon here that I'm scooping the middle out. I'm going to cut it in half. And then I'm going to scoop the middle out. This part right here, it's got the seed in it. Now, if this wasn't ripe, it wouldn't be quite as easy to do. And you'll see this little string down here that goes all the way through the pear. You see it coming up. Sometimes it comes up, sometimes it doesn't. So if it doesn't come up, all of it didn't come up, I'll show you how a real easy way to get that out. And in the recipe, it said to peel it after you roasted it, but to save time, because I knew the pears would be hot and I wanted to go ahead and get this peeling off of them. So I'm going ahead and peeling them. Now, if you want to roast them with the peeling on it and then let them cool, so you can peel it after they're cool, you can do that like the recipe says. And you can tell how easy this is peeling because the pear is super, super ripe. And it smells really delicious. I'm trying to just peel a very thin part off. Now you'll see that the rest of this is still in there. That right there. And I just take my knife at an angle, do it on one side, and do it on the other. And then you've got the rest of that stringy part out. And and I didn't get one little piece of it there, but that's a real easy way to do that so you don't get that string in your pear salad. Okay, and I got this one more, and we're going to pop these in the oven. Now, if these wasn't as ripe as they are, that string wouldn't pull up quite so easily. but there's still a little piece of it attached. I've got my oven set on 400, and it may be too high. It says to cook these for 10 minutes and then turn them, and then cook them another 7 minutes, but these are not going to take that long to cook because they're already so soft, and I don't want to ruin my pears, so I'm going to probably cook them about half that time. Okay, so I've got my pear halves here, and get this out of the way. And then I've just got a baking sheet here, and I'm going to keep my gloves on until I get this done. I'm just going to spread a little bit of olive oil in the bottom of this. Make sure your foil is covered, and then I'm going to, I think I'm going to do them down. I'm going to turn them over and do them down, and then I will turn them the other way after they cook for about 6 or 7 minutes. Not going to cook these near as long. See, one little piece of string there that I didn't get out. Have y'all ever had a salad from like one of the places that makes good salads, like Panera or something, and you try to figure out what the dressing was over it? This is going to have a pear dressing. We're actually going to use some of these pears to make the dressing to go over the salad, which is going to be delicious. I'm going to just do a tiny bit more. Now the recipe says a teaspoon. I'm just going to do a little bit more, and I'm going to get these in the oven. I'm going to set the timer for about 7 minutes, and then I'm going to check them because I don't want them to get too brown. You want to get a little sear on them on both sides, but you don't want to burn them up, of course. So let's get these in the oven, and I'm going to set the timer for 7 minutes because that is, I just don't think it's going to take them that long to cook. Okay, let's get this out of the way here. I'm always afraid I'm going to throw something away if I put something in garbage, like in a garbage plate like that. You ever wonder how you lose a teaspoon or something? If you put it in with some peelings, that's usually how you wind up losing it. Or at least that's how I wind up losing it. Just give this knife a quick wash because I'm going to use this in a bit. So now we're going to make our dressing. Well, we can't make it yet because we don't have the pears. That's not, I guess that was kind of silly. Well, I'll tell y'all what's going to be in it, and I'll go over the recipe completely right now. So I'm using 4 pears. And the ones that I'm using are Bartlett, and they are super ripe. If you use the green ones and they're hard when you buy them in the store, I would recommend to go ahead and follow the recipe and cook it like it says. I'm not cooking them that long because mine are ripe. 4 teaspoons of olive oil, and that's divided because you put a little bit on the pears, and then the rest of it's going to go in the dressing. 2 tablespoons of cider vinegar, and I have been smelling this ever since I poured it. It is so strong. It is really strong. I'm sorry, it's 2 tablespoons, not teaspoons, 2 tablespoons. 1 teaspoon of water, 1 teaspoon of honey, 1/4 teaspoon of salt. We're using something today that's a little different. I'm using white pepper, 1/8 teaspoon white pepper. If you don't have white pepper, or you don't want to use it, just use black pepper. It has a little bit different taste than black pepper. And then you're going to use a 10-ounce package of baby greens, and you can use the mixed, you can use baby spinach, you can use baby arugula, you can use baby romaine. I have got 2 packages because I tear the stems off of mine, so I got 2. So it may be a little over 10 ounces what I'm using, but I'm going to mix mine. And then we're going to be using a 1/4 cup of toasted chopped hazelnuts and a 1/4 cup of dried cranberries. And I believe Kathy, our friend Kathy, is always sending us something. Kathy LePage. Hi, Kathy, if you're watching. Cranberries, dried cranberries. And this is going to go in here. And I'm going to show you this white, and also it has salt in it. Yeah, about a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. I'm going to show you this white pepper. Now, it's not white. I don't know why they call it white, because it's kind of yellow. It does smell, it has a good smell like black pepper, but it's just not black. It's almost like a gold, and maybe has some little, yeah, you are watching, Kathy, hi. Has like some little specks in it. So, all right, since we got to wait on the pears and we can't make the dressing like I was planning on it, we will see if y'all have any questions. And I'm going to be using my food processor to make that, to make the dressing. Let me see if I can get this out of the way here, and because I might need this plate to set something on. So, Carla, if you have any questions, or if anybody has any questions, I'll see if I can stand close to the camera and see if anyone has any. So I'll tell y'all something funny. Y'all know it, when you have so much stuff to cook with and to bake with and to serve with, sometimes you have trouble finding it. So I looked in several places this morning for my salad bowl, and so I got a big one out. And I got this one out here, which is one that I got at Home Goods, and this is a huge salad bowl. I've only used it one time, but it's huge, and it's got the salad spoon and fork with it, and then it's also got a little cup and a spoon if you want to do your dressing separate. A lot of people don't like dressing on their salad, so sometimes I'll put it in a little bowl and let everybody put their own. So I come back in here and I look over there, and I had my apples in my salad bowl, so I washed it out and got my salad stuff out for it. So anyway, you know, sometimes you can't see the forest for the trees. So, you know, it's just one of those things that probably because you have too much stuff. And that's probably exactly why. Okay, so let's see if you're and Carla watching. Oh, good morning. Good morning to everybody. Well, I don't want to sound boring here. Thank you for the compliments on my hair. It's I appreciate it. Thank you so much. A beautiful day here in East Texas. Absolutely gorgeous. The sun's shining. It was really cool this morning. And we love this time of year. David, you said you've used white pepper for years in clam chowder. I always keep white pepper. I have for years, because there are certain recipes that you want white pepper in. I used to put white pepper in potato salad. Of course, I don't mind seeing black pepper because I love black pepper, but some people want to make a dish to where it's, you know, a little bit fancier, and so they want to use white pepper in it. And probably does have a little bit of different taste than black pepper, but it's still good. Let's see how, oh, it's almost time to check these pears, so I'll turn the camera over here. So when I take these out, they may not have even got any char on them at all, but I'm still going to look at them because I do not want to get them burnt, because I don't have any to replace these. I only have 4. So let's see. I think the timer's fixing to go off. I smell them. I don't know if they've actually... Now I've got a real thin spatula here that I'm going to use because I don't want to tear them up. They actually haven't got any char on them yet. So I may have to wind up cooking them as long as it said. So I'll put them back in there for another 5 minutes. And then I'll turn them over. So I wish y'all could see the leaves on the yard. There are leaves everywhere. I mean, if you have a yard with trees in it, you're either gonna have, if you have pine trees, you're gonna have pine straw everywhere, and we dealt with that for years. But the pine trees are on the back of our property, so we don't deal with too much pine straw now, but we sure have lots and lots of leaves, and I mean they are everywhere. But it's really nice to have some cool weather, and it's hot in here, and I've got the air conditioner on in the utility room, but it is it's still hot to me. But if you open the door and went outside, you'd see how nice and cool it was. Okay, so you've never heard of white pepper. Most stores carry this, I believe. I actually haven't checked in Walmart or Kroger lately, or Brookshire's. That's our stores in this area. But I'm pretty sure you can probably find white pepper about anywhere, unless you live in a small town, which I do. But if you're within a driving distance of a Walmart or somewhere, you can check it there. And you probably, oh my goodness, it's snowing in Indiana. Oh well, we don't get that too much here in Texas. So let me know what y'all are fixing for sides for Thanksgiving. Do y'all stay with the same things every time, or do you try something different every once in a while? Tell me in the comments what your family likes. Is it the normal mashed potatoes and green beans and corn casserole, broccoli casserole, chicken and dressing, or turkey and dressing, or ham? Sometimes people fix a ham instead of turkey, and I quit cooking a whole turkey a long time ago because it was really a waste. So I just cook a turkey breast, just a small turkey breast is what I cook. It's supposed to snow in Michigan. Hi, Peter. Deviled eggs. Yeah, deviled eggs is another staple that we do. So that's something that just about everybody likes, even the little children. A lot of our little children, a lot of them aren't little anymore, like deviled eggs. I know anytime you're fixing a big meal, and little kids, their stomachs don't hold as much as ours do, and they get hungry. And I remember when they'd go around and they were hungry, and we would give them something to eat, and a deviled egg was something that we would give them because they could hold that in their hand and take it outside and eat it, or eat it and then kind of helped them curb their appetite just a little bit until we got dinner on the table. Homemade cranberry sauce. Love homemade cranberry sauce. Snowing in Minnesota, Becky. Then there's another one in Kentucky. Lisa's supposed to get snow. In Ohio. Wow. Dumplings. And Mama used to fix dumplings too on Thanksgiving and Christmas. It was just something that our family liked, and so something that we fixed. Broccoli and cheese casserole. Blizzard warning today in Washington. Oh, that's Carla's pin that we're Eden. I think Eden is Scott's family. I think that's Scott's, pretty sure that's Scott's family. Homemade noodles for Thanksgiving. That sounds really good. And Matthew, y'all, are you saying y'all don't celebrate Thanksgiving? And that may be what you're saying, and y'all just do your own celebration. I think that's what you were saying, Matthew. And there's one of our cousins, Natalie. I didn't catch everything that she said, but I know the Hoopers know how to cook. That's Molly's family, and they sure are some good cooks. Whoa, Dale, 14 in Utah. I remember the first time I went to Salt Lake City. It was in the wintertime. And, we don't, as a rule, we don't wear heavy coats around here in Texas. If you own a coat, it's usually one that's not a real winter coat. And I had my coat on, and it was a beautiful day. There was snow on the ground, but it was so cold, and I was really looking forward to getting off of that plane and, seeing the snow and everything. And I walked in that airport off of that airplane, and oh my goodness, it felt like they had that airport 95 degrees in there. I literally like to die. I was so hot. I could not wait to get outside in the fresh air. I said, they sure must keep their places around here warm, and I did not like that hot airport at all. But it's a beautiful airport. It's beautiful to fly into Salt Lake City. I always love flying into there, seeing the snow-capped mountains. All right, let's take it out and see. Another place I liked flying into, a couple of places I liked flying into at night was Chicago and Albuquerque, New Mexico. Just the most beautiful lights, and these are actually not even getting brown at all. And I really was hoping that I'd get a sear on them, but I'm gonna go ahead and turn them. Maybe I'm just trying to rush them. I was so concerned about them being soft that not realizing that it was going to take that long to get them brown. We'll put them back in there for about 10 minutes. I don't know how I got off on airports, but one night I was flying in Grand Rapids, and I already knew that it was going to be snow on the ground there. And I'd left the DC area, that's where the training was, so I was flying in there to work, and it was at night, and they got us in a holding pattern. What it was, they closed the airport because of the snow, and we were circling, and all I could think about is we were circling over one of them lakes. And I kept thinking, I sure hope this plane don't go down. And I'm not afraid to fly. I've never been afraid to fly. But I kept thinking that's going to be some mighty cold water if this plane goes down. But we finally landed and got a rental car. And y'all know I am not used to driving in snow or ice or anything like that. I've driven in it before, a lot more than I want to. Or wanted to, but I didn't like it. And so I made it to the hotel. And, you know, when you're in an area that's used to that kind of weather, they're more prepared for it than we are here in Texas, because, you know, we don't have snowplows and stuff. We don't have that because we don't need it. But it was kind of weird to, you know, hear and see snowplows because I'd never seen them before in my life. Okay, looks like Jeanette's having her family over. And I know there'll probably be some people that won't have family over. And whether or not you cook a big dinner or you just cook a normal meal or something, I hope that y'all enjoy the day too. And you know, sometimes when you don't have family coming over and it's just one or two, it's just a good day to reflect on things that you're thankful for over the weeks and months and years, you know, because we all have things to be thankful for. Hopovers. Oh yeah, it's snowing in Idaho. Oh my goodness, I don't like those mountains in Idaho. I love driving on them and I love seeing them, but I'd rather be flying over them because I do not like driving on them when it's snowing and ice. It's terrifying to me. And I said the last time I did it, I'd never do it again. And I did. I did have to do it one more time, but that was it. And it was not a pleasant experience at all. I think my hands were blue from gripping the steering wheel. Snow tonight, Linda. Oh, so, okay, so you're in Pennsylvania. Yeah, Pennsylvania. Lots of snow in Pennsylvania. And we're really thankful for every one of y'all too. You know, we don't mean to sound like a broken record when we say that, but when we started doing this, we're going on our 5th year doing this. My page was established in 2018, Pinky Mo's Cakes, Cookies, and Candy. I did that right before my 70th birthday. And at that time, I was, you know, baking and selling to the public, and it was just a small presence that I had on Facebook. But then we started doing the live videos, and, you know, it it makes a difference when y'all are watching, because we know that y'all look forward to seeing us, and we do appreciate that. Every one of you from every part of the world that's watching. Thanksgiving, most of the time I would cook a Thanksgiving meal. I'm really not sure if I'm going to next week or not. I hadn't even thought about it, but if I do, it'll just be a, just a regular sized meal. It won't be anything fantastic or big. I've already made dressing a couple of times this fall, so I may make it, I may not, just depends. Okay, someone's sharing Thanksgiving, yeah, with Mom's family. We had so many years that we had Thanksgiving. When we were growing up, Thanksgiving was a really big deal at our house. It was actually celebrated as much as Christmas was. It was really, Mama always fixed a huge meal. And none of us were big eaters, not at all. But she always had lots of good food, lots of variety of food. Yeah, and it doesn't matter if it's just two. You can still fix a meal, set a table, and be thankful that that you have what you have, right? Absolutely. I see some more from the UK. Hello, Susan. Thank you so much for watching us. Yes, it is very nice to have this outlet, and we're thankful too. Mary and I both are thankful. Giblet gravy, we've made it before. I believe that we have a video on it. I haven't asked Mary, but I'm not sure if she's planning on making any. But giblet gravy is something that's kind of controversial. Some people put boiled eggs chopped up and giblets in it. Some people don't. Some people put giblets and don't put boiled eggs. Some people put boiled eggs and don't put giblets. I don't put either in mine, and it's not saying that it's wrong, because we grew up with it. But I usually make mine with cream of chicken soup and chicken broth, and if you have the drippings from a turkey, you can use that. That'll make the broth real rich. I love gravy. I love gravy. Gravy is something that I could probably survive on as long as I had some biscuits or some bread to go with it, because I absolutely love gravy. A cookbook. We do have a small cookbook close, ready to go into press. We thought that we would have it for the holidays. We did not get that done, but we hope to have it turned in by the first of the year. It won't be a big cookbook, but it's going to be one I think y'all will like. So we'll tell y'all more about that. One that we've been wanting to do for a while. So Dale said she makes hers like, her gravy like mine. And I'm sure Mary makes hers different, because most everybody has their own way of doing things. And, it's just depends on what you like. And I think that's the thing with families. There's certain things that families like and certain things that they don't. Thank you for the stars, Nancy. It just depends on. I've always been kind of, there's things that I don't like. I don't have a taste for it. So normally, naturally, I'm not going to cook something that I'm not going to eat. I'm just not going to do it. So depending on what your family likes, well, then that's how you need to fix it. And we try to tell y'all that when we're cooking something, if you want to leave this out, or if you want to add something else, whether it's seasonings or if you want to substitute something for another ingredient, then you can do that. If we know what the substitution is, we'll tell you. Now, I normally do not recommend something that I haven't tried. When someone sends a question, I will say, I've never tried that. It probably would work, but I've never tried it, so I can't say for sure, because I don't want to tell somebody something and then it flop and then it be my fault. Yes, Mama's books are available. They're actually a good price right now. We have Pinky Moss Sisters in the Kitchen cookbook available. We have our orange aprons. We have our Christmas aprons. We'll start wearing those soon. And we have our pink aprons. We have a few children's aprons, and they're red. We don't have many, but we do have a few. So, just a little bit longer, and it seems like this is taking a long time for them pears to roast. Thank you, Sharon, for the stars. That is, yeah, I think a lot of our parents' generations did make giblet gravy with giblets and eggs, because giblet gravy, I mean, that's where it got its name from, I guess. I mean, because they chopped up giblets and put in it. So, again, just, you know, whatever suits your family, that's what you need to do. The books are on our website. It's www.pinkymosskitchen.com. Carla, if you can put that link on there, I'd appreciate it very much. Candy on the pineapple casserole. I believe that Carla said she was going to get a recipe for to do from one of our friends, Linda Harris, that made one when they gathered together last weekend at Judy's house. She said it was really delicious. So you may see one that Mary does on here soon. Yes, it's always good to visit with everyone. Okay, my buzzer's going off. So I'm going to go ahead and take these out. That's steam hit here. And these are not charred, but I'm going to go ahead and take them out. And I'm going to sit here and let them cool before, well, I'll tell you what I'll do. Let me move over here, because I need to get the ones that I'm going to slice, I need to get them on something that can cool. So bear with me just a second here. Because we need to make our dressing to go on this. And I'm going to put some of my pears off on this plate that we're going to slice to put on top, and they do need to cool. So if you want to char on yours, then you may want to cook them just a tiny bit longer. Now I'm going to get the ones that look the best, because I'm going to be cutting these. And these ones that are a little bit more ripe, I'm going to save them to go in the dressing. They're slippery. I'm trying to get them turned over. Okay, let's see here. Maybe take one more out. And I'm going to set these aside over here and let them kind of cool a little bit. They taste so good. Now in the food processor, I'm going to get this out of the way here. Need to plug it in, don't I? Okay. So we're going to add, while those are cooling, we're going to put 3 teaspoons of olive oil. No, we're going to, I'll go ahead and measure it, but we're going to drizzle that in. Okay, there's my olive oil. So I'm going to do some honey, my pepper, and vinegar. I'm going to pour the vinegar in first. So this is 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar. I'm going to do half a teaspoon of salt. Salt always makes things taste better. And then we're going to do 1 teaspoon of water. And 1/8 teaspoon of white pepper. It smells good. And honey, we're going to do a teaspoon of honey. And I'm not going to measure this, I'm just going to put it in here. I'm just going to kind of guesstimate it. That might have been a little more than a teaspoon. Okay, so we got 2 tablespoons of cider vinegar, a teaspoon of water, a teaspoon of honey, 1/4 teaspoon of salt, an 1/8 teaspoon of white pepper, and we're going to put the pears in here. And I'm going to just add them whole because they're real soft, so they're going to blend well. And I'm going to add 3 halves in here, and then just a little piece of this other one. There was one part of that one that was really ripe, and I didn't put that in there. So, and then we're going to drizzle this in. How are we going to drizzle this in? Because this is not a, okay, we're going to improvise. I'm going to just kind of pulse this, and then I'm going to open it and kind of pour some of this in. Now, if you're using a blender where you've got the hole in it like a big one, you can drizzle it. This is going to be really nice and creamy. May put a little bit more water in it. Since I'm using more pears, it almost kind of has the consistency of applesauce. So I'm going to put a tiny bit more water, about 1/2 teaspoon, and I'm going to put a little bit more olive oil. And I'm doing that because I'm using more pears than it called for. Tasting this and see if I think it needs any salt in it, because you know you gotta have salt. Oh, it looks really good. It smells good. It needs more honey. It's very tart because of that cider vinegar. So I'm going to put, and I was afraid of that, so I'm going to put probably another teaspoon or more of the honey in it, because I want this to kind of have a sweet taste to it. I don't mind tart, but I don't want it so tart that it takes away from the flavor. Another spoon. Get my greens while I'm away from the mic here. And see how much better this tastes. I did thin it down a little bit too. Much better. I do think it needs a little bit more salt. It still is tart, so depending on your taste, you may want to add a little bit more salt to it, and you may want to add a little bit more pepper to it. I'm going to add some more pepper to it too. Now that arugula has a peppery taste, so you might want a taste of it before you actually, so this is probably going to be about, altogether I probably have put about 2 tablespoons of honey in here. Don't taste it here. It's much better. It's still got a bite to it, but it's not so tart that it takes away from it being a dressing. If that makes any sense to y'all. All right, let's move this out of the way here. I need a little spatula. We're going to be adding our cranberries, our nuts, and our greens. We're going to be slicing these. When you wash your greens, now you may not wash yours if they're in the little bags. You may not do that, but I do. I wash mine anyway. And, you know, however you do yours is fine. I'm always going to wash mine because I just want to make sure that, you know, there's nothing on them. But if you do, you want to make sure that you block them dry and wrap them up in a paper towel. And that's going to keep them crisp. And this is the arugula. And remember, this is has a peppery taste to it. It's really good. So I'm going to put a little bit of that in there. I did tear off some of these stems. I might still have a few in there. You know, again, that's up to you. If you want to take the stems off, or if you want to just empty your bag into your bowl. You know, I've seen chefs do that. It's just sometimes there's just a little bit too much stem in it for me, and I will take some of the stems out. So we're going to go ahead and add some nuts and some cranberries. Took my measuring cup away. Now these are already roasted. I bought these roasted with chopped hazelnuts. And I'll tell y'all that they are not cheap. So if you'd rather use nuts that you have, like walnuts or pecans, they're going to be a lot cheaper than these hazelnuts. I'm going to just spread a few in there. You want to use a fourth of a cup. And I'm going to do the same thing with the cranberries. I didn't get out two measuring cup, so I'm just going to dip these out with a spoon. Now, these are dried cranberries. Now, if you wanted to use cherries, again, you could use cherries. They're going to be more expensive than the cranberries, even though cranberries aren't cheap. The cherries are going to be more, they're going to be higher. And I'm doing this so we kind of get this, we don't have the nuts and the cranberries all on top. And I know you can mix it. I know that's what a salad fork's for, is to mix it. But I may not use quite all of this arugula. But I'm going to use all of the baby romaine. And the baby spinach is really pretty too. If you'd rather have that, you can just use all baby spinach. Or if you want to mix it, you can mix it. And these little stems are tender, and you sure don't have to cut them off, but I just prefer to cut them off, or at least some of them. It's a fourth a cup of roasted hazelnuts and a fourth a cup of dried cranberries. You could actually even put dates in this if you wanted to. Any other kind of dried fruit that you wanted to put in it, you could put that in it. Would not hurt one bit. Okay, so I'm just going to kind of carefully, I'm going to save these to go right on top. I'm going to kind of carefully cut these. I moved all my stuff that I need here. Got my knife washed and didn't bring it back over here. You want to cut these long ways just to kind of have them to where they're pretty. Now these are still warm, and I really don't want to wilt my greens. And if you wanted to cut these on an angle, you could cut them on an angle, and I know my cousin Justin would cut them on an angle and make it really pretty. So let's drizzle some of this on here. No, that's not going to work either. It almost looks like applesauce. Now I am going to toss this. It's a really pretty salad. There are a lot of greens in there, so you'll need a little bit more dressing than what I've got on there. I just think the mixed greens are pretty. I think it makes it look pretty. Now you don't want your dressing to pool in the bottom, so I definitely would save some out and have that extra just to kind of spread it out a little bit. Justin's watching, he's probably laughing at me because I don't have it fixed pretty like he would. But and then if you wanted, you know, to put a couple more extra cranberries on top, what I'm going to do, y'all know I'm just dying to open this bag of cherries. I'm going to put a few cherries in here too. Our store didn't have these. Our Walmart didn't have them. But I found these in, well, this is going to have to be cut. I found these in Longview at the Walmart. And they're sweet dried cherries. And I love sweet dried cherries. They just give a really unique taste to something. Well, I thought I got it cut right. Now I got it open. Now I can tell you these are delicious. Dried cherries. They are really good. I'm just going to put just a few of these on top. You can use raisins if you wanted to, but these have a really good taste to them. So I'm just going to put a little bit on a plate and try it. Those little things are slippery. I just want to get a taste of it. Thank you, Jesus. You can taste that roasted hazelnut. It's got a really good flavor to it. don't think I got any cranberries. But these flavors all go together really well. You've got the pear, and then you've got the peppery arugula, and then the romaine, and the cherries, and the cranberries, and the roasted hazelnuts, and then that pear dressing to go on it. It has a really good taste to it. And if you're looking for a salad that might be a little different than what you normally make, give this a try and let me know how you like it. And, you know, it might be something that your family would enjoy, and you'd be making it again sometimes. So thank y'all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'm not sure if Mary will be live anytime during the bazaar. She may. If not, well, I think she may be live on tomorrow. I forgot today's Wednesday. I'm mixed up on my days. Yeah, you could put some feta cheese, or you could even put some blue cheese on it. I love blue cheese. Not everybody does, but I do. So yeah, you could crumble some cheese up on top of it and would make it really good. So thank y'all so much. Be sure to be kind. Always count your blessings. And thank you again for watching, and check in tomorrow with Mary. I'm sure she's going to be live sometimes tomorrow around 10 o'clock. So I will see y'all next week, the Lord willing. Bye-bye.